Alright guys, so I'm adding to my trilogy of this car, the 1984 Accord. Today, see, the only reason I'm doing this today is because this car is being given to my stepdad, and we ran into a couple problems. See, I think it was Friday, I bought myself a CRX, so those will be my next videos, and there will be a lot of videos, like I'm talking everything under the sun is going to be covered in this car, because it is literally a piece of shit. Maybe you guys can see on my phone. 1990 CRX base model, it's automatic, it's flat black, it has a lot of rust, the motor is blown, all that good stuff. So we're going to be doing a lot of videos on this. So we're going to be doing body work, engine or a motor swap. We're going to be doing a 5-speed swap. We're going to be doing suspension, performance parts, some interior stuff, pretty much everything. Maybe you guys can see this, I don't know. That's the inside of it. That's the rust. It's pretty nasty. That's the car. The hood got fucked up and all the hinges broke and everything, so he had to tape the hood down right there so it would do something. It's got some more rust over there. It's got broken taillights, you know. It does start though. Here's a video for you guys. No engine lights or anything. Alright, well anyways, that's going to be my videos for the next year. So anyways, what we're doing today is we're going to be putting in my oil pressure gauge. The reason why is I don't have my keys on me, but up in here there's a oil light. For back in the 80s, or at least this car, that was your check engine light basically. Well, not really, but basically when your oil's low, or your oil pressure, or you lose oil pressure, that light will start blinking on. But the only problem is that that's an idiot light, because after your car dies of losing oil pressure, it comes on after your car dies. So it doesn't come on saying, oh, your oil pressure is low or whatever. It comes on after your car dies, so it's a stupid idea. But anyways, when the car is running, all it does is flash, and obviously it's bad because my oil's full and brand new, and my car runs perfectly fine. So I'm guessing the oil pressure sending unit has finally had its last day out of 29 years worth of use. So today I figured instead of having an idiot light, I can just put in my last gauge. Because I never had it to work because where it's located in this car, it's not very easy to get to. So I was like, dude, I'm not going to touch that thing. I'm not pulling off my intake manifold and all this stuff. So now that I got this new carburetor, it's very accessible now. Well, not really very accessible, but it's right above my oil thing in there. Let's see if you guys can see it. See a little wire looking thing next to the white stuff? That's where it goes. Right there. Before on the old carburetor came up to like here, and you guys probably know if you had one of these cars. So anyways, you're going to need a tubing installation kit, as they call it. See, the reason I got this one, because it's the same exact price as my oil pressure sending unit. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to get the copper one, because it's metal, it's not going to break or anything. The only thing you have to worry about with these things is they will melt whatever is touching them, because it's going to be the same exact temperature as your oil, which is around a few hundred degrees maybe. And also, if you kink one of these up, you got to replace the whole thing. So you got to be very careful with these, and you got to make sure these fit right, because this is for a mechanical gauge. So you have live oil going to this gauge, just like I have live coolant going to this gauge. Okay? So you want to make sure you do this properly, so you don't have oil all over your car or burning your leg. Now for electronic gauges, let's say after a while you want electronic gauges, you go you get alright guys, sorry about that, my neighbor is talking to me. So with electronic gauges, what they're going to do is they're just going to plug into your gauge, and then for instance on your oil pressure sending unit, it'll just plug into that. Now for people out there like my stepdad, who now drives a Jeep Cherokee 96, it has a built-in oil pressure gauge on your dashboard. So I mean, if you're a retard and you want to have a gauge just to have one, that's going to be a little bit more complicated. So I don't know where to go with that one, but this is for cars that don't have anything except for an idiot light. So if you're putting one of these in, or on here, this is how you would do it. So first I want to get some tools, and then I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back. Mine, as you can see, is fairly hard to get to. I'm using, obviously, my black chrome Husky tools, my favorites. I don't know why. I'm using a 24mm socket. This is not generically for Hondas. This video is for anybody who's putting in a mechanical gauge. So you just gotta find the one that fits. Can't help you on that one. I've already started to straighten out my copper wire. So I gotta figure out how to get that through. I gotta get it inside that in there, and then feed it through that hole right there. So that's gonna be interesting. I already did my copper wire for that. It has a little thing around it to keep it from burning wires, but I didn't have the money for that too, so I'm gonna get to this, put you guys on the tripod, you guys will watch me pull it out. Hopefully oil doesn't explode everywhere. That would not be very good. Alright, so I'm going to pull it out. My nice little tool setup. shoelace. Yeah, she's a little hot. See how old that shit is, man? Disgusting. Alright, so now we got a screw. Oh, it's a little smaller than I thought, so go back to our handy dandy package. And I guess we're gonna need this one instead. Let's make sure it's the right size. Yep. Make sure all your little titties, or they call them nipples, I call them titties, make sure they match up with what you got. Now I would suggest using a type of sealant or some plumber's tape, which I'm going to have to go find because this is not like coolant, this is oil. So, I mean, not that it matters down there. Oh, you guys can see the hole. But I mean, inside your car, you're going to want to make sure that's sealed up pretty damn good. So I know for sure I don't want no oil leaking all over my blue carpet. Yes, blue carpet. So I'm going to toss this in real fast, and I'll get back to you with putting the actual hose in. Alright. Hey guys, thought I'd just let you know, for instance, like mine, where it's down there, you're going to need to put something in here that's sticky so it'll hold. I happen to have this from my carburetor, high-tack gasket sealer. This shit is absolutely disgusting. If you have anything other than that, please use it, because that is like, you might as well, I don't even know how to say, you might as well pour honey all over yourself and all over your car. So I would suggest, you know, like I just tried Loctite, but I don't feel like waiting for that shit. So basically anything that's sticky enough to hold it, just for you to plop it down real fast. You could actually use this stuff for your threads. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a second. It looks like it's getting sticky enough right now. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna screw this in real fast, because I mean, you guys, I'm not gonna show you all this right now, because I mean, if you guys aren't intelligent enough to know you need to unscrew that and screw in your T or your nipple or whatever you want to call it, then you really need to learn to work on your car, or make someone else do it that knows how to, because I mean, anyways, once I get this in, I'll show you guys the detailed stuff like this and your wire and all that good stuff. So let me put this in real fast and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I discovered it would be easier if why does it look so weird? Well, I discovered it would be better if I put the nipple on and then screwed it in, which I did, and everything's tight now. See? Now, the nipple is very easy to put on. I'm going to show you guys. First, you're going to take your little nut thing, and you're going to slide it over, okay? You're going to take your nipple, and this has to be, the pointy part has to be facing away from the entry point. So, it's going to look like that, okay? Now, once that gets in there, it's going to pinch against your bolt, either in your car, in there, or in your gauge, okay? I'll show you more details in a second. I gotta get this wired. I'm probably gonna go through here, down in there, and then I'm hoping I can go through there without melting anything. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Alright guys, I'm back. I got this wired. It's coming from down there through here into the firewall. I'm gonna cover something up through there so it doesn't melt my wires. I don't know how hot it's gonna get yet. I was told that it could get hot enough to melt through wires, anything it touches, so I wanted to put this around it because I know this is flame retardant. But it would probably melt through that too, so I'm probably just gonna wrap it with something. I cut it with these things, and then I used all the little ends to reshape the circle so that then you could push it right into there. Okay, so we're gonna be working underneath here for now. Let me go get the little nipples and shit. And so you remember the steps. Brass screw on first. Okay. So we're gonna do our brass. I'm gonna see if this fits though. Okay, it does. Okay. So fitting on first. Then the nipple with the tit facing towards the end of the hose. Ooh, come on, baby, fit. I might have to reshape this. See if I can shape this just a tad bit. See, you're supposed to use the fuck do they call those things? The like tube cutter type deals or something, whatever. I didn't use that because I don't have the money to buy one, and I don't really care. You know, I'll be back when I get this fitted. Okay guys, I'm back. All you do is take those two fittings, and you just push it all over this thing, screw it down as hard as you can, and I'm about to see if it leaks. Yep, it leaked. I was just thinking that I should probably put a napkin down. And I totally forgot. Oh, fuck. Thank God it's just fresh, and thank God I got degreaser in my... Never work on a car and not own degreaser. Quick tip for you guys. Best thing you'll ever buy in your life. Just let you know. If you get grease on your clothes or something, you can just wipe it up. Yeah, so we really need to tighten that down. Alright, I'm gonna retighten my fittings. And then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so it didn't work out because my gauge is broken, so it leaked oil everywhere. So I put everything back in. But that was a video on how to put in a mechanical gauge.